Welcome back to our channel, where we bring you in-depth analysis of the world's most pressing issues. Today, we're discussing the latest development in one of the most prolonged and tragic conflicts in modern history, the Israel-Hamas conflict. A new ceasefire agreement has just been announced. For some, this brings a glimmer of hope, while others fear it might just be a strategic pause before the violence resumes. So, is this ceasefire a step toward lasting peace, or is it just another trap in the endless cycle of violence? Stay with us as we break down the details, challenges, and potential future of this agreement. To understand this ceasefire, we first need to look at what led to it. Over the past weeks, the region has witnessed a devastating escalation. Rocket attacks from Gaza targeted Israeli cities, leading to widespread fear and casualties. Israel responded with airstrikes, devastating infrastructure in Gaza, including residential areas, hospitals, and even schools. Thousands of families have been displaced, and the humanitarian crisis in Gaza has reached unimaginable levels. Diplomatic efforts intensified as global powers like the United States, Egypt, and Qatar intervened. The United Nations also urged both sides to agree on a ceasefire to allow humanitarian aid and prevent further loss of life. These combined efforts brought us to this moment, a temporary pause in hostilities. Now, let's talk about what this ceasefire includes. While the exact terms are often kept confidential, here's what we know. Hamas has agreed to halt rocket attacks into Israeli territory. Israel, in return, has agreed to stop airstrikes and may allow humanitarian aid to flow more freely into Gaza. There's speculation about additional terms, such as easing blockades or even prisoner exchanges, but these remain unconfirmed. It's also important to note that ceasefires like these are fragile. Often, they depend on whether both sides see tangible benefits. For now, the guns are silent, but how long can this last? While this ceasefire is a positive step, let's not forget the harsh reality. Ceasefires in this region have a history of being short-lived. Why? First, there's deep mistrust between both sides. Past agreements have often been violated, leading to even greater escalations. Second, extremist factions within both Israel and Gaza may reject the ceasefire outright. For instance, not all militant groups in Gaza follow Hamas orders, and there are hardline elements in Israel's political landscape as well. Finally, the underlying issues remain unresolved. The blockade of Gaza, disputes over Jerusalem, and the broader question of Palestinian statehood, and none of these are addressed by a simple ceasefire. So, is this just a tactical pause? Could either side be using this time to regroup and prepare for the next phase of conflict? These are questions that deserve our attention. Beyond the political and military aspects, let's not forget the human cost. In Gaza, families are mourning their loved ones while living without access to clean water, electricity, or basic medical supplies. In Israel, millions have spent weeks in bomb shelters, living in fear of the next rocket attack. For the people on both sides, this ceasefire is more than a political development, it's a desperately needed reprieve. But unless the deeper issues are addressed, this moment of calm may be fleeting. So, what happens next? Let's explore a few possible scenarios. Best case scenario. This ceasefire leads to meaningful peace talks. International mediators could push both sides toward compromises on core issues like borders, security, and humanitarian access. Worst-case scenario. The ceasefire breaks down within days or weeks, leading to even more violence. Likely scenario. A fragile calm is maintained for now, but without addressing the root causes, the cycle of conflict continues. International actors like the United States, the European Union, and neighboring Arab nations have a crucial role to play in maintaining this ceasefire. Their actions or inactions could determine whether this moment becomes a turning point or just another chapter in an ongoing tragedy. This ceasefire represents a moment of hope for many, but history reminds us that hope alone isn't enough. True peace will require courage, compromise, and unwavering commitment from leaders on both sides, as well as the international community. What do you think? Can this ceasefire lead to a lasting resolution, or is it just a temporary pause before more conflict? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video informative, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more in-depth analysis of global events. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.